Welcome to Survivors React.
Rattlesnakes deserve our respect.
He had a huge scar already.
I don't love that.
In this episode, we're explaining and reacting to viral snake attacks with animal experts Wes, Jeff, and Mike from the Tooth and Claw podcast.
It's a podcast where we tell stories about animal attacks, break down what happened, and how people can avoid them.
They'll talk about what the people in these videos did right, what they did wrong, and give you some survival tips if you ever find yourself in these situations.
The best way to deal with a snake like this, if you're not qualified to deal with a snake like this, is to 100% avoid it. Oh, this guy's about to do something dumb. It's a rattlesnake.
Balloon.
Yeah.
Poking it.
Yeah, I don't love that.
You don't?
I don't love these, like, yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about him as much as I'm worried about the snake.
The balloon?
You're mad that he's messing with
Yeah, I think the balloon isn't gonna last this.
Let's see.
Is this a balloon survival video?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was close.
That got real close. That's like prime county fair behavior. I don't love that.
In places where rattlesnakes are really common, sometimes they do these things called rattlesnake roundups. I'm somewhat certain that's where this is from. And usually at those roundups, they go out and just catch thousands of rattlesnakes. And then they essentially slaughter them. What the snake's trying to do here is defend itself. It's got a big threat in front of it. It's trying to say like, hey, I'm a rattlesnake, like don't mess with me. And so if you ever see a rattlesnake in the wild and you're doing that, you're holding a balloon in your mouth, hitting it with the pole, it's probably gonna strike.
What if you're dressed up in a clown costume in a gutter and you're holding a balloon?
Then it's just gonna get away from you as quick as possible. You can't blame a rattlesnake for acting like a rattlesnake. So if you get in close to one and you're harassing it and it's rattling and it's coiled, it's probably gonna strike.
You're asking for it.
Rattlesnakes deserve our respect, and they do a lot of rodent control for us. They're really important animals, and they're not like out to get us. When they bite someone, it's because a person steps on them or gets too close to them.
Or they're holding a balloon in their face
Or
and
they're
poking it with a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, they're so big that you kind of forget just how fast they can be. That snake was giving him a warning. It was saying, hey, I'm not interested in being held. Because it knows that's its space, like that's where it lives.
Yeah.
So when it lunged out there at the very beginning, it was just telling him, like, get away. Like, I don't want you here. It got him a little bit there.
Right on the below the belly button.
Yeah.
You see?
It was below his belly button? I thought it
Yeah.
got him right up by his nipple.
He had a huge scar already.
What's that? Wow.
I'm pretty sure this is
Uh-oh.
a reticulated python, but it's hard to tell when they're albino like this. Or that's probably not an albino. I think that's like it's a mutated one, like they bred it to be that color.
Oh, it's wrapping around his legs
Because
now.
it doesn't have pink eyes.
He's happy though, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
I mean, it's got his legs and his knees and his arms trapped in there too. Like, it's good that this kid was there to help him. It's just like, thumbs up.
What are friends for?
Oh, that's great. That kid knew it was going to go viral. I think there's a few different reasons for why that snake maybe initially lunged out at him. One of them could be that it's maybe feeding time for that snake and they've just conditioned it for like a certain time of the week or a certain time of the day. But I doubt that's it, because most of these people that handle snakes professionally or that sell them or whatever are gonna avoid doing that around feeding time because you're just asking for a bite. Probably what this is just a python that he knows is somewhat aggressive when it's in its enclosure. And then once he gets it out of there, it calms down. Some reptiles do tend to be that way, more territorial when they're in their space. But then when you get them out of that space, they're kind of just trying to get away. Weirdly enough, probably the biggest risk that he had there was getting a terrible infection from a python bite. When you're thinking about python bites or constrictor bites, is they have a lot of bacteria in their mouth. There's a lot of stuff happening in there, and you can get a terrible infection from those kind of bites. That guy obviously has a lot of experience with that snake, so he still pulled it out, and it was fine. I mean, they were in like good spirits the whole time, but it is good that he had someone there to help him. So this guy's letting us see what it's like to get bit by a python.
Okay. Doing a good job so far. His hand looks real purple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's constricting him while it's biting him.
So this is what he wants to be happening.
I mean, or it bit him and then he was like, oh, this is a good educational moment.
Oh,
you
okay.
know?
Yeah, that's a nice pivot.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like it's really doing some work on him.
Yeah.
Guarantee you this guy has a huge ponytail.
You think?
Yeah, without a doubt.
This is this guy's first day on the job.
I think that blood on his thumb is from his bite.
The boss is like, hey, just go move this snake from here to here. And this is his first time ever moving a snake.
Oh, I'm blowing it. I'm doing so bad.
He's like, I don't know.
Oh, there it is. I was
you're
right.
right. You called it.
With those long curved teeth that pythons and constrictors have, when it bites into you, those like hook in. So if you grab that snake and you try and rip it off, it just tears through and you have a much worse gash than you would have had otherwise. Sometimes people say to like pour a little bit of like liquor in its mouth or mouthwash because that's such a negative thing for it that it's gonna release and leave you alone.
Gets it a little drunk.
Yeah, it gets it a little drunk, loosens it up a little
Feel a
bit.
little more comfortable with each other.
If you have some help, you can try and kind of pry it open. It's probably not gonna work. He kind of did that to some extent, but this is someone who's obviously worked with snakes a bit. You know that because he has such a long ponytail.
Kind of remind me of like Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
If he got into reptiles instead, just like letting it bite him and
Yeah.
he's like all calm
Just very
and like
calm.
yeah. But then it's like you kind of trust him, but you kind of don't.
Yeah. The thing that you have to realize about snakes and reptiles is as much as you might think that you're really bonded with them, you probably aren't. Like that bond is probably one way. And that animal, even if it comes to trust you and everything, that's more what it is. It's trust. It's not the same kind of emotional bond that you get with like, say, a dog or a cat. You can understand their behavior though. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like it's an animal where it's like a mystery to us. There are behavioral cues that you can pick up on. If you have a snake as a pet and if it's a snake that could hurt you, you just have to respect that and you have to realize you're dealing with an animal that can cause harm and you need to let anyone else that handles that pet be aware of that as well.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a big snake.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's a Burmese python. And it's big enough you need a few people to hold it. He's probably some kind of ranger or wildlife professional.
This guy seems to be acting like he's in charge, but I don't know if I trust him. He does have gloves on.
He does.
What do you think? He's just part of the audience doing this? You know, it kind of looked like one of those like travel pillows that you like strap around your neck.
Yeah, it's just, if you get to the point in your snake rescue where you're posing for selfies and taking a bunch of pictures like this, you might be making a mistake, and I'm guessing he is. We'll see. That's a lot of cameras.
It's a good picture, right?
Yeah, I guess. And for a lot of these people, like, they probably never get to see stuff like that. Yeah, so he's losing control of the head, which is the thing you don't want to do.
Most people don't get to experience that either.
Yeah, losing control of the head.
That's a good move by the snake.
Yeah.
Just twisting his head like a billion times.
Jeez.
It's like one of those situations where you try to pretend for as long as you can that like, things
You're
are
in
okay.
control.
I'm in control.
This
We got
happens
this.
every time.
Yeah.
No, he did not.
He was doing his best to keep the coils off of him, but where he made a mistake was taking that much time to let people come in and take a photo and get all those like selfies and whatnot. That's kind of where that started going wrong and where the snake got a little bit of leverage. Once you have its head secured and you feel like, okay, I've got its coils in the right place, the fight isn't over at that point. A Burmese python like this doesn't see us as a food source. It's not a snake that's gonna try and like, you know, predate on people or chase people down or anything. But if you grab one or if you step on one or something and it does wrap around you, it could do some damage. I think what happened wrong here was everyone crowding around him, distracting him from what he should have been focused on, which was controlling that snake, using these other people that were helping him to control that snake. But again, I don't see this as a situation where it was like necessarily life-threatening. He could have gotten a bad bite had this gone a different way.
Alright, so in this video, there's some guys that find something really interesting in the ground. I'm excited to hear your guys' reaction to it.
Chipping away at something. Ooh, there's some snakes in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a cobra. I don't know what species it is, but
I don't see
it's
fangs.
definitely a cobra.
It's kind of cute.
It didn't have any fangs,
Sometimes
right?
it's really hard to see their fangs.
Okay.
Especially with cobras, they don't like lay out the same way that like a pit vipers do.
Oh, there's a couple in there, huh?
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
If you just kind of happen upon a ball of cobras, just a big ball of them, should you try to untangle the ball of them like they would? No.
This is either a real phenomenon. I don't know enough about cobras to know like whether or not they form those kind of balls.
Jeez.
Or this guy caught all these snakes and then like stuffed them in there and covered them up and then pretended to dig them out, which I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. The way they're acting though, like those cobras are not acting like a normal cobra would.
How are they handling? Doesn't this like stress you out? How they're just picking them up?
Bare hand digging
Yeah,
them out?
so that's what makes me think there's something fishy maybe going on here. The other thing this could be, if this is completely legitimate, is that it's pretty cold. And a lot of snakes, when they do get cold, they really slow down. I don't want to promote this video in some ways because I don't know what that guy's purpose was with those cobras.
It did look, there's a farm right behind
Right,
it.
so
maybe
if he's just trying to move them to a place that's safer for the cobras and safer for the people, great. If he's killing them, then I'm like not into that. And in a perfect world, this dude's just moving them somewhere else.
When you do encounter a snake and you know it's not out to get you, but you know it's there, what's the appropriate way to deal with it?
The best way to deal with a snake like this, if you're not qualified to deal with a snake like this, is to 100% avoid it. Give it as much space as you possibly can and call the people that are qualified to deal with it. People out there watching, if you ever find a snake and you're not 100% sure that that snake is non-venomous, leave it alone. Because all you need to do is make one tiny little mistake and it's a trip to the hospital and maybe a trip to the morgue.
All right, so for this next clip, we have a guy going around the desert, running into all kinds of rattlesnakes. I just want to see what your expert opinion has to say about that, Wes.
All right.
What about me?
No.
It's a pretty snake.
That is a pretty snake. Mojave rattlers are really cool.
Oh, fast snake.
They are fast.
There's one.
They also have, they're one of the only neurotoxic
Here's number 2.
rattlesnakes. Oh, Western Diamondbacks too. That striped tail,
Yeah.
Chase me.
beautiful. Wow, that one was really either cold or just really didn't want to leave.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Look how quick that is.
Yeah,
though.
like
That's
a,
amazing.
like
Just
a
immediately in a coil position.
door
Really
hinge.
getting me.
So this guy,
I couldn't think of
yeah, something quick.
Yeah.
So, I think in this video, a cool thing is like, this guy is educating. This isn't like, hey, watch me mess with these snakes. He's showing snakes don't want anything to do with us. Fear of snakes is one of the number one fears
I
in the
kind
world.
of have a little bit
Yeah,
of
you
a
do.
rattlesnake thing.
And I think it makes sense. Outside of mosquitoes, they kill more people than any other animal in the world. It is an animal that we should be aware of and that does pose a threat to us. But
Yeah.
the reason they pose a threat is because we share space and people will like step on a snake. But they don't chase us.
Yeah.
They're not predatory. They want nothing to do with us. We are a threat to them. We are so much bigger than them. If you find yourself in a place where you're in a survival situation, there's maybe a lot of snakes around, say you're in the desert, the main thing is just keeping an eye out for them, not stepping on a snake. Any kind of foot protection that you have would be great. If you have like thick boots or something that you can wear, or picking up anything that a snake might want to hide under, do it slowly and pull that thing toward you so that you have like a barrier in front of you in case there is a snake under it. If you are afraid of snakes, I don't think that's wrong. It's biologically hardwired into us to be afraid of snakes, but just know those snakes aren't aggressive. They're not trying to hurt you. They want nothing to do with you, and if you give them the right amount of space, you're gonna be fine.
Sucks we have to worry about them on planes now, too.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these mother snakes on this mother plane!
So in this clip, we're gonna see some guys in Australia that are releasing a snake. I believe it's a highly venomous snake. They're gonna go ahead and try and show us that release up close, which might not be the best move. All right, so this guy's releasing a snake.
Okay.
Usually people that have bags like that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like that's a snake bag. He does look like he has had an injury of some kind.
Cobra.
That's, well,
Right?
it looks like it's in the same family at least.
Whoa.
Oh jeez. And That's off. Like, you can see the snake just wants to get away.
Yeah.
But they're not really letting it.
Oh, jeez.
That's gotta be some kind of pole camera, right?
What type of snake is that, Wes?
I think it's an eastern brown snake. So that's like an Australian species. Highly venomous.
Yeah, that's like one of the worst ones in the world, right?
It's one of the worst ones in Australia for sure.
Do you think it just didn't want to be on camera? A lot of times when people try to like film me, and I'm just not feeling prepared to be on camera.
Hey, get that camera out of my face!
The question here is like, was this a good move to go in and approach the snake when it's clearly just trying to get away? And it's not. They're obviously trying to get some compelling footage, and they got it. But that snake just wanted to get away, and had that guy not been following it like that, there's no way it would have reared around like that and struck at someone.
It did kind of seem like a camera on a pole, so I don't think it really got too close to anyone.
I would just say, if you're ever in a situation like this where a snake is clearly like trying to get away from you,
just let it get away.
Just let it get away from you. If you do not let it get away from you and you chase it, there's a good chance you're gonna get bit. So if you guys like this video, check us out at Tooth and Claw Podcast. We tell tons of stories of animal attacks, why they happened, how you can avoid them.
We go into a lot of bear attack stories, tigers, a lot more venomous snakes.
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts.